Hi, I'm Vishal, and I'm doing the A video summary. And so today, in class, we learned about privacy and copyright, and those are very big terms, I feel like. Um, and we had a guest speaker who came in and did this, um, and she elaborated on this topic. And I figured since I'm so fresh on the topic, that I should um, read more into it. And so instead, I watched a TED Talk. And I watched a TED Talk on Glen Greenwald, and he goes into detail on why privacy matters. And today, I wrote a reflection on privacy for the class, and I said that if someone is using YouTube as a source and they're using clips from users and put it into their own video, and they cite their sources where they got it from, are they really copywriting? I mean, those are some of the things which is very interesting in my opinion. Like you don't know if it's right or wrong. So, so one of the high points that Glen Greenwald touches on, sorry, is we speak and do things, and when we do them with our actions, they're told two different opposite things. So, Glen Greenwald interviewed a team and said that, okay, so if none of you guys are scared about privacy, then let me go into your emails and read everything. And no one volunteered. No one said, yeah, okay, go ahead and read anything. Because therefore, you are hiding something. You have all these passwords on these sites, such as social media and email and everything. Why do you need a password if you don't feel like if you feel like you don't have anything to hide? Everyone has something to hide. It's obvious. And he goes into detail on why there are two different types of people, good and bad. And we think the good people that do things would, sit down, read newspapers, blah blah blah, read something online, and people who do bad things would do something really bad, such as I don't know, doing a terrorist attack or something. And people who don't intend to do bad things, um, such as uh, using those YouTube clips, like I just said, getting the same amount of trouble. They get in trouble, but it's not intended to get in trouble. And so he interviewed um, Glenn. He interviewed um, the CEO of Google, Eric Smith. And Eric Smith said, if you feel like you are doing something wrong, then why do it? Which is very vague, to be honest, because it's not this. It's too. I don't like it. But and so then he also interviewed Mark Zuckerberg, and he said that we use privacy as a social norm, especially in this day and age, which is not, which is true. He said that in 2010, but now he saw that Mark Zuckerberg bought a property in Palo Alto in California, and he bought one house, but he also bought the ones that were surrounding it, so he could get as much privacy as he wants. Which is interesting because he just said privacy is a social norm. I mean, kind of contradicted himself, but yeah. So, uh, I mean, everyone has things to hide. I mean, so there is this explanation I don't remember it that well, but I'm trying to interpret it. He said that everyone is always has something to do that they are doing wrong, which is true. And he says in 1994 that there are people who were in jail, and people would monitor them, and the people who were in jail would never know when they were being monitored. Like it's the behavioral aspect that comes in. Like you don't know when you're doing something wrong. Like surveillance is a very big issue he talked about. And he talks about how when we are being monitored or something, our whole entire behavioral aspect changes, which is so true. I mean, if I'm by my like right now, I'm just doing this by myself. But then if someone next to me is with me, I try to do it as perfectly as I can. This video, and when I'm in an interview or something, I'm not myself. I'm a different person. I want to be as professional as possible. I mean, you do different things with the people you're around. Like, I mean, if I'm around Obama, I try to be as perfect as I can. I don't want to do anything wrong. I mean, it's very simple. I mean, we have to live in a safe environment. I mean, every sound, every move can be heard in every way. I mean, privacy is privacy. You feel like you're getting privacy, but there are on Facebook and email, you feel like you're getting privacy there, but there are ways to log into your privacy. You're always being watched, no matter what. I mean, the essence of human freedom is absolutely crippled. I mean, I feel like we're being lied to. I mean, there are all these huge secrets in the government. Like he says, Glenn, he says that one thing that this is a good way to end this. Like he says, is that the government has all these secrets. The government always wants to be secretive, and then when they're finally like told, like finally revealed, it's a huge drama. I mean, it's like telling a lie. Like, why would you tell a lie if you're eventually going to be like karma's going to come back and bite you? What's the point of keeping a secret? Eventually, this karma's going to come back and bite you. Why don't you just be honest and just reveal the truth? I mean, people who are hiding things, it's only going to affect you even more and more in the future. The system of surveillance suppresses our freedom. Secrets don't need to be covered. It's a type of work that will never end. I mean, you know, people like on Facebook. I mean, Facebook's such a great example. I mean, you're chatting with people, you're messaging people, you're making all these events, and you want to be private. You want to be private as possible, and that privacy is so big because if anyone sees that, there can be a huge commotion of like, what are you doing and all that stuff. So I figured this was a very good talk to talk about because privacy is so big. It's key. It ties in to the class so well because it's technology. Technology. We use technology. I think technology is used the most with privacy. Privacy is so big. It's incredible. And I just feel like the only way to solve this is by being honest. I mean, my dad works for the government, um, and he can't tell me things because he works for the government. That'd be secretive, right? And that's not, like for years and years, I didn't even know what my dad did. Then now I know because eventually you're gonna reveal it. Eventually it's gonna come out. Like in Google, when Glen Greenwald interviewed the Google people, Eric Smith had CNET interview his some of his team, and the team said some things that weren't supposed to be said about Google, and then it went all viral, and it was secrets, and then everything. It's just crazy to be honest. And that's my talk for today. This TED talk was very interesting. I felt like it tied into the course theme so well, especially today. And he did a great job on how privacy is so big, especially I could be being watched right now. You never know. But yeah, thank you.